Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another insightful discussion. I'm your host Ira Monir, head of CIT department at Government College of Technology, Lytton, Lahore, and a PhD scholar in computer science. Let me begin with a powerful question. Can you be a great leader without understanding the people you lead? You may have authority, you may have knowledge, you may have position, you may have even have the power to make decisions. But if you cannot understand the people around you, their struggles, their emotions, their fears, and their aspirations, can you really become a great leader? Today, we are going to talk about something that is often underestimated in leadership and teamwork: empathy. And to explain this important topic, I am joined by our AI discussions partner, Dr. Sara Khan. Dr. Sara, welcome to the discussion.
Thank you, Aram. Such a thoughtful question. I believe you can have authority without empathy, but it won't make you a great leader. At best, you might get short term compliance, but trust, loyalty, genuine motivation, those come when people feel seen. Empathy doesn't mean being soft in the sense of avoiding tough calls. It just means that you make an effort to understand the human side before making a decision. Yeah.
Uh, Beautifully explain the concept, Dr. Sara. Now, I want to ask one question. Uh, how is empathy connected with effective leadership?
Good one. When leaders practice empathy, they listen longer, ask more questions, and make space for different perspectives. That doesn't slow decisions, it actually makes the decisions stronger. People are more willing to share the early warnings, like small problems before they turn into big ones, if they trust that the leader will actually care and hear them. And teams with empathetic leaders tend to take more creative risks because they don't feel like mistakes will be punished. They feel like mistakes will be learned from. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree, Dr. Sara. You know, especially in educational institutions, every teacher and student has different background. Sometimes a student appears lazy or careless, but perhaps that student is struggling with family problem, financial pressure, lack of confidence, or simply does not understand the subject. If we judge the behavior without understanding the person, we may solve the wrong problem.
Exactly. You're naming the heart of it. Without empathy, you treat symptoms like you can see, like you see a student not being engaged and you think it's laziness when actually they're struggling with something. So empathy helps us ask, okay, what's underneath this behavior? And in teaching and in leadership, that question opens the door to support instead of judgment.
Okay, Dr. Sarah, why is empathy important when people are working together as a team?
When people work as a team, empathy keeps communication clean. People assume good intent, they don't jump to blame. And that saves so much energy. Instead of spending hours untangling conflict, teammates can focus on the work itself. It's the between dragging a group through tasks and moving together, even when deadlines get tough. So, empathy, I think, keeps teams human when the pressure starts to get really difficult.
Okay, let's make this more practical. Suppose there is a team member who is continuously making mistakes. What would an empathetic leader do?
An empathetic leader would first talk one on one privately to understand what's going on. So instead of assuming carelessness, they ask, what's blocking you here? Is it skills, confidence, workload, or something personal? Then they co create a fix. Maybe it's extra training, maybe it's adjusting deadlines, maybe it's clearer instructions. The key is being curious, not soft or never addressing real issues, but asking what's underneath the mistakes. And that way, the team grows instead of the team shrinking and placing all the blame on one person.
Okay, sometimes some people might think that if a leader is empathetic, they have to agree with everyone. Is that true?
Hmm. No, no, empathy isn't agreeing with everyone. It's understanding first, then deciding. You can hear someone out, reflect back their perspective, and still make the tough call that's right for the team or for the students. In fact, sometimes empathy makes tough decisions easier because people can at least feel like they were respected and heard.
Exactly. Okay, as an educator, I believe empathy has a special role in education. Teachers are not only delivering knowledge, they are also shaping confidence, character, communication skills, and the future of their students. Dr. Sarah, what can teachers do to become more empathetic?
Great question. Teachers can start by listening more with small check ins instead of jumping straight into fixing. So, asking questions and noticing patterns in behavior and how students interact and participate. So, the why behind actions and not just the what. And sometimes simple things like remembering a student's interest or asking how they're doing before class can build that trust. It's not a magic wand you have to wave. Empathy is just consistency. And when students sense that, they usually rise to meet it.
Exactly. I agree with you. Okay, it means that empathy brings us to communication. Can empathy actually improve communication within a team?
Yes, absolutely. It makes people feel safer to speak up, to say, I don't understand or I need help. That openness clears up confusion fast, prevents frustration from building, and keeps the focus on solving problems together. In other words, empathy really works as a lubricant. It keeps the team machinery from grinding itself down.
Interesting. Dr. Sarah, if you had to summarize the difference between an ordinary leader and an empathetic leader in one idea, what would you say?
Hmm. I'd say an ordinary leader focuses on directing and giving instructions, but an empathetic leader focuses on connection first and direction second. And that sequence changes everything.
That's an excellent conclusion. So, dear viewers, today we learned that empathy is not simply be kind. Empathy is leadership skill. It helps us understand our colleagues, it helps us support our students, it helps us resolve conflicts, it improve communication, it builds trust, and most importantly, it reminds us that behind every role, every position, and every performance, there is a human being. I want to leave you with one final thought. People may forget the instruction you gave them. They may forget the meeting you conducted. They may even forget some of decision you made. But they will remember how you made them feel. This is the real power of empathetic leadership. So, before you lead someone, understand them. Before you judge someone, listen to them. Before you criticize someone, try to understand their situation. And before you ask your team to give their best, make sure that uh, they know that you believe in them. Because great leadership is not about standing above people. Leadership is about standing beside people and helping them rise. Thank you, Dr. Sara Khan, for this wonderful discussion. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Lead with vision, work with empathy, and build team where people don't just work together, they grow together. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you, Aram. That was a